Hello, welcome sa episode number 21 of our Principles and Structural Analysis and Design, no, for Civil Engineering Licensure exam. So in this video, no, let's have this problem, situation number 21. The wind pressure coefficients on the gable frame shown subjected to wind pressure equal to 1.44 kilopascal are as follows. So you're given C1, 0.8, C2, negative 0.1, negative 0.5, and negative 0.4. Okay? The design wind force is computed as the product of the wind pressure and the coefficient. Consider design tributary width of the gable frame as 6 meters. A hinge support is added at D, and both A and B are pinned and given the dimensions. Okay, so lagyan natin. So ito ay 2 meters. Ito ay 4 meters. And then ito ay 6 meters. Ayan. Okay? And then, yung pressure daw natin is 1.44 kilopascals. Alright. So, first of all, kailangan natin i-convert itong binigay na wind pressure into an equivalent uniform load acting on the frame. The first thing we have to remember is kapag naka-encounter tayo ng wind load, ang tatandaan natin, palagi yan perpendicular dun sa member, or it should act perpendicular to the member. So meaning, for this member, no, ang nag-act dyan na wind pressure ay pag ganito, perpendicular, na potentially ganyan. No? Para naman sa member na to, ang nag-act dyan na wind pressure ay dapat din perpendicular sa kanya. So parang pag ganyan. Okay? So, and likewise here, no? Okay, and so on. Alright? So, yun yung una, no? Pangalawa, paano ba siya kumpitin, no? Well, dito sa problem na to, maswerte na binanggit niya kung paano, no? So, design wind force is computed as the product of the wind pressure, bali ito yun, and the coefficient. So, bali mo multiply lang natin ang coefficient na to, no? Okay? However, if you think about it, at ito kasing P na to, ang units niya kilopascals. Okay? At kung gusto mong maging uniform load yan, kailangan maging kilonewton per meter yung units niyan. Okay? So, paano natin gagawin yon? So, kaya nga meron siyang binanggit dito na tributary width. Okay, which is 6 meters. No? Baka magtaka lang kayo, no? Yung 6 meters na yan, hindi po ito yan, ha? Iba ito. So, pag sinabi mo na tributary width, kumbaga yun yung width na i-consider natin na i-carry na tong gable frame na to. No? So, actually, in 3D, it could also mean the spacing of the gable frames. Because, di ba, normally, if we would have, let's say, gable frames like this, ayan, so in 3D. So, actually, ganito siya. So, parang ganyan siya, no? Okay? So, yung sinasabi niya na 6 meters na tributary width, if you have a spacing of your gable frame, okay, so let's say spacing S, okay? At kapag meron siyang tumama na wind pressure, ang mangyayari kasi, kukunin nitong, kung ang i-analyze lang natin itong gable frame ito na nasa gitna, ang kukunin niya na area is yung area na kalahati, no, nung distance niya mula dun sa nasa harapan niya na gable frame. At yung kalahati din na nasa likuran niya, okay, na papunta dun sa palikod, nasa likod na gable frame. So, basically, ito yung sinasabi sa atin na tributary wind. Kaya ito yun, no? Yan yung tributary wind. Okay, so basically, ito yung parang influence na area niya. Ayan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, all we have to do to concentrate the supposed pressure load acting on this side into this gable frame is i-multiply lang din natin yung tributary width. No? So, ibig sabihin, ang magiging computation natin would be product of the wind pressure, which is 1.44, and the coefficient, which is any of these, and then multiplied by the tributary wind. Okay? So in short, if we would, if I may redraw this, ilagay natin dito. Okay? So, in short, in order for me to calculate the uniform load acting here, no, so it would be the tributary weight multiplied by the pressure multiplied by the coefficient C1. And by the way, yung C1 natin is given as positive 0.8. Yung C2 ay negative 0.1. Yung C3 ay negative 0.5 at yung C4 ay negative 0.4. Okay, yung mga yan, meron siyang sign, no? May positive, may negative. So, basically, to simplify things, kapag daw positive yung pressure coefficient, ang ibig sabihin, yung force is acting towards the member. While kapag negative yung coefficient, yung force is acting away from the member. Ito yung tinatawag natin na suction, no? So, kapag positive, pressure yung ina-apply niya dun sa members. Ibig sabihin, tinutulak niya. Kapag naman negative yung coefficient, ibig sabihin suction yung ina-apply niya. Ibig sabihin, hinihila niya yung member. No? So as we can see clearly, yung para sa member na to, positive, so ibig sabihin, this should be pressure. No? Pero for these three members, they are all suction. So dapat pag ganito yung direction ng load. No? Pag ganyan. Okay, so yun lang ibig sabihin nun. So ibig sabihin dito, ina-expect na kagad natin na ang magiging pressure ay ganito. Ayan. Tapos dito naman, ang magiging pressure ay palabas. Okay, ganun din dito. Okay, and ganun din dito kasi negative. No? Okay? So, ang tanong lang, anong value nun, no? So, tawagin siguro natin ito na pressure P1. Ito naman tawagin natin na, or ano na lang, kasi uniform load So, tawagin na natin na W. WA, WB, WC, or ano na lang, number na lang para mas madaling i-designate. So, ito ay W1, W2, ito ay W3, and then W4. Okay? So, let's calculate one by one. So, yung W1, that is yung pressure multiplied by yung coefficient, which is 0.8, and then multiplied by the tributary width, which is according to the problem, is 6 meters. So, times 6. And that should give us 1.44 times 0.8 times 6. That should give us 6.912 kilonewton per meter. And we will just do the same for the others. Kaya lang, ayan, so let's also do, so for W2, ganoon din, no? Pressure times yung coefficient niya, 0.1. Huwag na natin isama yung negative kasi para lang naman yun malaman mo kung pressure or suction. And we already identified. And then times tributary width. So gawin lang natin itong 0.1. So this will become 0.864 kilonewton per meter. And then again, W3. So paulit-ulit lang yan. 1.44 times C3, 0.5 times 6. Okay, so we have 4.32. And then W4 would be 1.44 times 0.4 times 6. Okay, this gives us 3.456 kilonewton per meter. Okay? So, yun yung mga wind pressure natin equivalent to sa gable frame. So, ang next na kailangan natin gawin, of course, is kailangan ma-convert natin itong mga to into their equivalent concentrated load. Kasi di ba, kapag isi-solve natin yung mga reactions lang kasi yung tanong dito eh. Magmo-moment tayo summation of forces. So, kailangan naka-convert na ito sa equivalent force. No? So, ibig sabihin, meron ito equivalent force. Tawagin natin na F1. Ito naman, ganun din. Tawagin natin na F2. At ganun din ito. Tawagin natin F3. And the last one, tawagin natin F4. Okay, so paano computein yun? So di ba para ma-compute natin yung force ng isang distributed load, kailangan mo lang compute anong area nun. Okay, so yung area is basically W1 times itong height na to, which is given naman sa problem na 4 meters. No? Ganun lang din dito. Kaya lang, doon sa mga naka-incline, ang height mo, W3. Pero yung width mo, ito, yung length na to. So, kailangan natin masukat itong length na to. Now, para masukat yun, di ba, given naman sa problem na ito ay 6, tas ito ay 2. So, tama ba na by Pythagorean theorem, we can just calculate this directly. No? So, compute natin directly. That is just the square root of 6 squared plus 2 squared, which is 2 square root of 10. 2 square root of 10. Or kung gusto mo, naka-decimal, pwede naman, no? 6.32 meters. Okay? Ayan. So, meaning, let's calculate for F1, F2, and F3. F1 is just W1 times yung height na 4 meters. Ang F2 is W2 times yung width niya or yung length nung naka-incline na 2 square root of 10. And then yung F3 is W3 times naka-incline. Same lang yun, ano? Kasi symmetrical lang naman siya. So, 2 square root of 10. And then yung F4 naman natin is just W4 times 4 meters. Okay? So, we have 6.912 times 4. Okay, that gives us 27.64. Lagay natin sa A. So, kilonewton na to. And then W2, 0.864 times 2 square root of 10. So, lagay natin to sa B. 5.464. 5.464 kilonewtons. And then for F3, 4.32. So, 27.322. Lagay natin to sa C. So, para madaling i-call out mamaya pag co-computed. And then, finally, W4, 3.456 times 4. So, that gives us 13. So, lagay natin sa D. Ayan. So, lagyan ko lang ng palatandaan. Nilagay ko to sa A, ito sa B, sa C, tsaka sa D. Okay. So, yun na yung mga forces natin. So, we can now redraw our free body diagram. Ako, I like to draw my free body diagram na, simplified. So, dito tayo. Okay, ito. No? Okay, so lumalabas ngayon na yung force natin kanina na F1 nandito. Ito yung F1. Tapos nandito yung F2. Tapos nandito yung F3. And then nandito yung F4. Ayan. Okay. Tapos lagyan natin ng mga sukat. Okay, so dito ay lumalabas na 12, no? Kasi ito 6, ito 6. Diba? Tapos, ito naman, actually pantay lang itong dalawa. So yung sukat dito should be half, no? Half ng H2 which is 4. So 2 meter ito. Ito rin. 2 meters. And then ito naman, also 2 meters. Ayan. Okay? And then what else? Okay, kailangan din natin yung sukat nito. Siguro burahin ko na lang itong oops. Yan natin burahin. So, So, kailangan natin sukat na to. So, take note na this should act at the midpoint, no, on this particular segment. So, ibig sabihin kung ito ay 6, so midpoint niyan horizontally would be 3 meters. Okay? And ganun din ito, syempre. 3 meters, no? Okay? So, ibig sabihin ito, kung yan ay parehas, so this will give us 6 meters. Okay? And then likewise, vertically, dahil ito ay nasa centroid, no? So it will also act midway. So ang total nito ay 2, so tig 1 meter naman to. Okay? So tig 1 meter. Alright, so now, lagyan natin ng unknown force. So dito meron tayo ina-expect na reaction, AY, tapos dito ay AX. In-assume ko lang yung direction for now. Dito naman yung BY, tapos dito naman yung BX. Okay, so actually para sa akin, no, hindi nyo kailangan masyadong pag-isipan kung ano yung direction ng mga unknown na reactions kasi later on naman ay ma-verify natin kung tama yung in-assume natin. Okay? So now, another problem is kapag nag-moment tayo dyan, kailangan naka-component ito. Okay, so i-component na natin ngayon pa lang. So gamitan natin ng green. Okay, so meron dito horizontal component, tapos meron siyang vertical component. Ganon din ito. Okay? So ngayon dito, meron tayong dalawang option kung paano mo siya i-component. Pwede, nakunin mo tong angle na to. Okay? Kasi whatever this angle is also this angle. Okay? Kasi perpendicular eh. No, again, no? Kung ano tong angle na to, pag perpendicular, di ba yung angle na to from the horizontal? Pag perpendicular, yung same angle na yon from the vertical naman. Tandaan nyo na yon, no? Para mabilis, no? O di kaya, ako, personal preference, ay hindi ko na kinukuha yung angle, no? Kinukuha ko na lang yung slope nito. Okay, so ano ba ang slope niyan? No? So ano bang slope niyan? Di ba, ang sukat, ito yung din, no? Ang sukat mula doon, horizontally ay 6. Tapos vertically, ito ay 2. Okay, actually, pwede na natin gamitin yan na as our slope. Okay, di ba, ang sukat nito kanina is 2 square root of 10. So actually, pwede na natin gamitin yan lahat as our slope. Pero as you can see, meron kasi silang common factor eh, na para lang umikli. Ang common factor nila ay 2. So ibig sabihin, kung ang common factor nila ay 2, ito ay magiging 1 na lang, tapos ito divide mo ng 2, magiging 3 na lang, tapos ito divide mo ng 2, magiging square root of 10 na lang. Okay, but then again ha, pwede na tong slope. Pwede na to, 2, 6, tapos 2 square root of 10. Pwede na yon. No, pwede nang maging slope 'yun. Pero in this case, pinili ko na i-simplify na lang kasi may common factor naman na 2. Okay? So, ito ay slope nung gable frame. Ano naman yung magiging slope nitong force? So, di ba sabi ko kanina, sa angle baliktad. Yung angle ng gable frame from the horizontal ay same sa angle ng force na from the vertical. Kasi perpendicular sila. Okay, palagi yun kapag perpendicular. So, ibig sabihin, kung magbabaliktad ang angle, magbabaliktad din ang slope. So, yung dating 3 horizontal, 1 vertical, dito magiging 3 vertical, 1 horizontal na. Okay, so lagyan natin. Ito ay magiging 3 vertical, 1 horizontal. Tapos same lang yung hypotenuse. So, ganun din ang mangyayari dito since parehas lang naman yan. 3 vertical, 1 horizontal, tapos square root of 10. Ayan. So, para sa akin, mas madali yan. Kasi ang mangyayari ngayon, itong horizontal component, magiging F2 times 1 over square root of 10. Tapos yung vertical component is magiging F2 times 3 over square root of 10. Okay, para naman dito, yung F3, ang vertical component niya ay 3 over square root of 10 at ang horizontal component niya ay F3 times 1 over square root of 10. So, yun na yung mga components nila. Okay? So, from there, madali na tayo makakapag-summation ng moment or summation ng forces. So, ang una kasing tinatanong ay ano yung vertical reaction sa A? So, actually, sa case na to, pwede na natin makompute itong AY. Kapag tinignan nyo maigi yung free body diagram na to at nag-moment ka sa B, makukuha mo na tong AY. No? Sige. Moment tayo sa B. Taking summation of moment at B is equal to 0, assuming counterclockwise positive. We have, isa-isahin lang natin, we have F1, Ang moment arm ng F1, itong vertical na to, which is 2 meters. Tapos ang rotation niya about B ay clockwise, so ine-negative ko. And then we have the X component, F2, 1 over square root of 10. Ang moment arm niyan is itong height na to, which is, kung titignan natin maigi, itong height na to, which is 1 meter plus 2 meters plus 2 meters. So that's a total of 5 meters. At ang rotation na ipoproduce nito ay counterclockwise. So gagawin ko siyang positive. Okay, and then yung vertical component naman, F2 times 3 over square root of 10, no? Ang moment arm niya, bali ito. Ano yan? That is 3 meters plus 6 meters or a total of 9 meters. Ang rotation na ipoproduce nitong F2 vertical component ay clockwise, kaya I will set that as negative. Okay, let's continue with this. F3 na vertical component, F3 times 3 over square root of 10. Ang moment arm niyan ay from here papunta sa B. That is equivalent to 3 meters. And then ang rotation na ipoproduce niya ay clockwise. So again, negative. And then yung horizontal component naman, F3 times 1 over square root of 10. Ang moment arm nito is once again 1 plus 2 plus 2 or 5. Ang rotation na ipoproduce niya ay clockwise. Kaya again, negative. And then we have F4. F4. Okay, ang moment arm ni F4, as you can see, is 2. Ang rotation na ipoproduce niya is also clockwise. Meron pa ba? So, yung AX hindi iikot kasi magpapass through sa B. Yung BY at BX hindi rin iikot kasi magpapass through sa B. So, ang iikot na lang na naiiwan is yung AY. So, based sa assumption ko, ang rotation niya ay clockwise. Kaya lalagay ko rin dito, minus AY times ang moment arm, ang distance nun ay 12. Okay, lahat ng to equal sa 0. Okay? So, dito na lang yung 0. Ayan, dyan na lang. Okay? So, now, let's solve for AY, no? So, solvable na si AY. So, medyo lengthy lang, pero take note, no? Kaya ako in-store sa calculator yung F1, F2, F3 para mas mabilis. So, take note yung F1 ko ay nasa A times 2 plus nasa B yung F2 times 5 over square root of 10. Tapos minus F2 ulit times 3 times 9 over square root of 10. Tapos minus F3, so nasa C, times 3 times 3 over square root of 10. And then minus F3 times 5 over square root of 10. What else? We have minus F4, nasa D, times 2, no? Ayan. Okay, so pag tinranspose natin yan lahat sa kabilang side, bali yung AY, kapag tinranspose natin, magiging positive na tong AY, no? Pero ito will remain as negative. Tapos divide natin ng 12. Okay, that will give us the value for AY. So negative 20.16 kilonewton. So the negative sign only indicates that we have the wrong assumption for the direction, no? So wrong assumption. So should be should be downward. Okay, but anyway, ang ginagawa ko para hindi nakakalito, pwede kasi ang option dito is burahin mo to, tapos palitan mo ng downward, no? Pwede naman yon. Kaya lang, para sa akin, lalo na kung complicated yung problem, nakakalito yon. What I do is I just retain the direction and then I just retain the sign, no? So, i-keep ko lang siya na negative, no? For later computations, no? But for now, our answer is already this, no? For number 1. So, 20.16. Ayan. So, letter D. That is the vertical reaction. Okay? Tapos next, kailangan naman natin yung kailangan? Horizontal reaction naman sa B. So, kailangan naman natin ito. Okay, so para ma-compute yan, hindi kasi natin ma-compute dito sa buong structure. Kasi kung titignan nyo, ang unknowns natin ay isa, dalawa, tatlo, at apat. Tapos yung equilibrium equations natin, tatlo lang. So kulang, no? Kaya nga dito, sinabi na meron daw internal hinge dyan. So internal hinge daw to. So dahil internal hinge dyan, ang gagawin ko is mag-method of section ako or mag-method of members. Ika-cut ko itong portion na to. Tapos yan yung i-analyze ko, no? Kaya lang, upon doing that, I will once again have another set of two unknowns at point D. So, kaya ibig sabihin, kung lahat ito unknown, by, bx, pati yung dalawa dito sa d, so apat ulit yung unknowns natin. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan ko munang meron ako masolve na isa dun sa apat na yon. At I think solvable na si by. No? Solvable na si by. Kasi pag nag-summation of forces vertical tayo, ang ang unknowns lang is by since na-solve na natin si ay. Okay, so solve muna natin si by. No? So, summation of forces muna tayo. I assume upward positive. So we have AY. So pansinin nyo maigi ha, hindi ko binago yung sign, hindi ko binago yung direction. Kaya ang paningin ko sa kanya upward pa din. Kaya dito, itong AY na to will remain positive. No? Plus, yung BY ko, inassume ko na upward, so plus. Tapos, meron din tayong upward dito na yung Y component ng F2, pati yung Y component ng F3. So we will have plus F2 times 3 over square root of 10 na upward plus F3 times 3 over square root of 10. Parehas upward, no? And I believe yun lang ang mga upward natin. So all equal to 0. So ito na ngayon. So ito walang problema. May values tayo niyang dalawa. Ito ang hinahanap natin. Ito, alam na natin yung value. Ang value na yon is negative 20.16. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na huwag nyo nang baguhin yung direction. I-keep nyo na lang yung pagiging negative niya. Kusa na yun, i-correct yung sarili niya in the equations. No? So ibig sabihin, pag sinabshoot natin dito yung value niya, lalagyan natin ng negative. Kasi yung naging value na sa computation natin is negative. Okay, so that is negative 20.16 plus by. Tapos ito, kopyahin na lang natin. Ayan. Tapos from here, we should be able to calculate for by. So we have negative 20.16 plus F2 plus F3. Ayan. Okay, kaya lang pag ito, kinompute ko nasa left side ng equation. No? So pag transpose mo sa kanan, magiging negative yan. So negative 10.944 kilonewtons. So again, mali yung direction ko, no? It should be, ang inassume ko kasi sa BY, upward. So it should be downward as well, no? Pero again, hindi ko nababaguhin. I-keep ko na lang to na negative, na para hindi nakakalito. Okay? So now that we have BY, we can now apply method of section here on that part. So at this point, i-cut na natin. Yeah. So cut na natin. Okay? So once again, nandito yung vertical and horizontal component ng force na F3. So lagyan lang natin ang value. Ito ay F3. Galing lang to sa kanina, no? F3 times 3 over square root of 10. And then ito naman ay F3 times 1 over square root of 10. Tapos meron din ditong F4. Okay, tapos andito yung by natin. Again, hindi ko babaguhin yung direction. Take note. Ayan, by. Tapos andito yung bx natin. Okay, tapos dito sa point D, magkakaroon tayo ng panibagong set of reactions kasi na-isolate na natin siya or na-detach na natin yung kabilang member. So, lilitaw na yung internal reaction. So, meron tayo ditong upward or inassume ko lang to ha, upward dy tapos to the right dx. Dx. Ayan. Okay, tapos lagyan natin ng mga sukat. So, yung sukat hanggang dito will be 6 meters as given in the problem. Tapos, ito naman, alam natin na 3 meters. May ano pa? Ito. Okay, alam natin yan na 1 meter kasi half nung 2. And then, ito naman would be, di ba ito ay 2, kasi ito naman ay 2, so 4 meters. And then hanggang ilalim, that would be 6 meters. Ayan. Okay? So now, so again, lalagyan ko na ng value yung BY. So yung BY ko ay, according to my computation earlier, is negative 10.944. Sabi ko nga, i-retain nyo na lang yung sign para hindi nakakalito. Okay? Kusan na yung i-correct sarili niya. So now, to answer problem number 2, kailangan ko yung BX. So di ba para makuha mo yung BX, all you have to do is to take summation of moments sa D. So kuha mo na to. No? So let's take summation of moment about D is equal to 0, assuming counterclockwise positive. So unahin na natin itong nasa malapit, itong F3. So F3, 3 over square root of 10. Ang moment arm natin would be 3. Ang rotation na ipoproduce nito about D is counterclockwise, so positive. Kasi ito naman, counterclockwise ulit, so positive. Okay, ang moment arm natin dyan is 1. Diba? Tapos ano pa? We have F4. Ang rotation ng F4 ay also counterclockwise. Tapos ang moment arm natin is 4. And then what else? And then our BX, no? BX. Ang moment arm ng BX ay 6. Ang rotation ng BX is clockwise. So, negative. And then for our BY, ito ulit, take note ulit ha, hindi ko binago yung direction. Kaya ang paningin ko dyan, upward pa rin, ang rotation na ipoproduce niya ay counterclockwise. So, plus BY times ang moment arm ni BY ay 6. Okay, all equal to 0. Okay? Tapos, kapag isosolve na natin si BX, ang isasubstitute ko dito na value is negative 10.944. Okay? Again, yun yung sinasabi ko na kusa niyang i-correct yung sarili niya. Okay? Kasi di ba ang totoo talaga niyan, downward to. Tapos, ang rotation ng downward about D would be clockwise. So, sa totoo, dapat talaga minus ito. So ngayon, dahil hindi naman natin binago, pero niretain natin ang sign, tingnan nyo maigi na i-correct niya lang din yung sarili niya. So instead pala to na plus, magiging minus. Yun yung ibig ko sabihin kanina. Okay? So anyway, let's now compute for BX. So we have F3 is nasa C times 3 times 3 over square root of 10. Tapos plus nasa C ulit. Over square root of 10 lang kasi because that's 1 times 1 plus F4 na nasa D times 4 tapos ito ay plus negative 10.944 times 6. Okay, and then let's just divide this by 6. Okay, and that gives us 12.67672. So 12.672 kilonewtons. Okay? In this scenario, yung napalabas natin na value ng BX no, is actually positive. No? Kasi pag transpose mo to sa kabila, yan, dito. So magpa-positive na to. So anong nangyari? Naging positive yung BX. And yan na yung sagot natin. No? So ibig sabihin naman ng positive, tama yung assumption natin na to the left siya. Okay? So our answer for number 2 is 12 point something, no? 12.68. Okay na, meron na tayo nung BX. Okay? So double check lang natin. Okay, ayan. Okay, so meron na tayo ng BX. So now, last question here would be, ano naman daw yung reaction sa D? Okay, so actually dito mag-iingat tayo ha pag sinabing reaction. Pag sinabing reaction, ang ibig sabihin niyan is yung total reaction. So ibig sabihin, kailangan nating malaman yung resultant reaction sa D. So in short, Di ba sa D, meron dalawang reaction, vertical and horizontal. So, kailangan natin malaman both, tapos kukunin natin yung resultant nila. So, bali ito. Yan. Reaction sa D. No? So, kailangan mo yung dx and dy. So, kumpitin lang natin. So, dito na lang. I believe we can apply summation of forces y is equal to 0 to solve for dy. So, ganun ulit, no? We have F3 times 3 over square root of 10 plus by and then plus dy. I think that's it. Wala namang iba. So, equal to 0. So, from here, we should be able to calculate for dy. Again, itong ilalagay natin dito na value is negative. No? Negative 10.944. So, we have C times 3 over square root of 10 plus negative 10.944. Ayan. So it should be 14.976. So 14.976. Once again, kapag sinolve mo yung dy, nasa kabilang side yan eh. So pag tinranspose mo, magne-negative ito. So ibig sabihin lang, mali ulit yung assumption ko kay dy. Dapat pala ito ay downward. But that doesn't matter anymore, no? So next, para makuha naman yung dx, magsa-summation naman tayo ng forces along x. So ano yung mga forces along x? So you have your dx na to the right, you have your f3 na to the right din, you have your f4 na to the right, and then you have your bx na to the left. Okay? So, dito naman, dahil ang na-compute natin na bx kanina ay positive, so pagka pinalitan mo to, positive lang yan. No? So, positive 12.67. So, ibig sabihin kasi nito, tama yung direction natin na to the left yung bx. Okay? Kaya dito, lalagay natin positive. No? So, compute na natin. We have f3 over square root of 10 plus f4 tapos minus bx. Minus bx. So, yung bx natin is 12.672. Ayan. Okay, so our dx will be 9.79. 9.792 kilonewton. At negative ulit to, actually. No, negative ito. So, kasi pag din-transpose mo to lahat sa kabilang side ng equation, magiging negative na siya. No? But again, it doesn't matter here because ang goal natin is makuha lang naman yung total reaction. That is just the square root of dx squared plus dy squared. And if we calculate that, we have square root of answer squared plus 14.976 squared. That gives us 17.89. Okay, and this should be our answer for number 2. Okay, so letter C. All right, so that's how we solve this particular problem. Okay, so hopefully may natutunan. Thank you all for watching and I'll see you on the next video.